Let's do it.
All right, welcome everyone to the Making Your Business panel. This is Kelly, also known as Miss Violence.
What's up?
And I'm Orlando Rios. I'm the online marketing manager for Onnit, also known as Alpha Brain Gaming, which you are all wearing on your little
Lanyards. Yeah, it's looking sexy.
Weekend. Yeah, you're welcome. So we're going to talk about a bunch of different things today. So Kelly's been doing this for many, many years. She's
Way
made
too
this
long.
her business. She's able to survive doing these kind of things. And hopefully you guys can learn something from that. If you want to make this your profession, hopefully you guys can learn something from her. And on my end, we get asked for sponsors all the time. Tons. You can't even imagine the amount of sponsorships we get, requests we get a day. So I hope I can give you a little insight from our end, what we look for, the ROI we take a look at, and the measurements we kind of use to decide when we're going to sponsor somebody and all that kind of cool stuff. So with that, we're going to get started.
Yeah.
So to first kind of talk about this, let's talk about a little about your early career, how you got into the whole thing, and when you had your first, like, oh my God, I'm a pro moment.
The good old days, I should say. About 15 years ago, I actually got started in a little game called Magic the Gathering. And yes, thank you. You guys can clap. Be very interactive. I love it. Thank you. Hell yeah. What's up, MTG? So I started when I was very young, actually 12 years old, and I got into MTG, and it was the greatest thing of my life. It branched me into a lot of the competitive aspects of gaming and esports in general. So it branched from card game, then onto the wonderful PC of Counter-Strike, like 1.5. Hey-oh, yeah. I obviously graduated to 1.6 throughout the years and fell madly in love with shooters. They're my bread and butter. It just came natural to me. Made sense. I also shoot real-life weapons as well. Since I was 6 years old. Yeah, badass. No. And it just made sense for me to continue in shooters. And I was a very competitive human being before gaming. So it really just branched into gaming as well. So it made me super competitive. After Magic the Gathering and Counter-Strike, I went to Rainbow Six 3 as well as Black Arrow and started competing on a game site called GameBattles.com. And it was the greatest thing to me because that's really all we had in America. If you guys know, we didn't have too much esports presence as much as Asia and Europe did in Counter-Strike as well as StarCraft 1. And that's all I had. So I took it and ran with it. I played through games such as, like I said, the Rainbow series, Ghost Recon Island Thunder, Splinter Cell, Call of Duty, Halo, and Gears of War. So those are my main games. And after game battles, I started to attend events like Major League Gaming, World Cyber Games, as well as other local LANs. And I got my first big win at like 17 years old in a Halo 2 free-for-all. I was so happy. I won $5,000. And with that $5,000, I bought a new television because tube TVs were in, and I hated it. So, but that was the deal. That was what you did. And after that, I guess it's just kind of gone from professional gaming to now a brand ambassador for companies such as Alpha Brain and Onnit, and being a host for places like CBS and GameSpot. And it even branched me into reality series like WCG Ultimate Gamer and The Controller. So it's kind of been a wild ride, but through gaming, I've had the pleasure of doing it all.
So with that, as you started to grow and you realize, hey, I might have something here, this may be something I could do for a living, how do you, I guess you're going to have resistance from probably family, from probably parents who say, you need to go to college, you need to get a real job. This is play. This is not business.
Yeah.
So how did you deal with that interaction with your parents?
Parents weren't happy at all, but they also had two other boys. My brothers were also pro gamers back in the day on Rainbow, and so they had to deal with three kids standing up to them saying, "No, we're gonna do gaming," and they're like, "No, you're gonna do your sports and academics." So it was actually extremely hard. It was very discouraging as a player and as a child, in my opinion, to tell your kid, like, no, you can't do that. Okay, like, why not? And it was because of the very small presence in esports in America. But I think my favorite person to trump is my mom, but I think my dad really took to gaming. He understood it. He was the one who bought all the consoles growing up anyways. So he really was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. But then he saw me like for 1 year play Halo, and as much as I played and then that $5,000 win, that was when he changed. He was like, all right.
Once you start
All
seeing
right,
the real
all
money
right.
come in.
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
saw the TV, the flat screen that I
Yeah.
brought home. So
Yeah.
he was like, all right. So it was an instant mentality change for my
Yeah.
parents. Even my mom understood kind of, but to this day, I will not lie. I will never tell a lie. My mom still doesn't believe that I've made this my business. Shocking. So don't let anyone, I don't care who it is, tell you can't do that, because you can.
Persistence in time.
Yeah,
you know?
no,
That's all it
she
takes.
literally will
Yeah.
text me like once a month and say, so do you still make money?
Yeah.
How do you live?
Yeah, exactly.
I have a bigger house than her, by the way. So she can suck
Did
it.
it.
Thank you, yeah.
So, with that, starting off, your brand is so important.
Yeah.
The username you choose to use, that's going to be yours forever.
Pretty
So-
much, yeah. And changing is not a smart idea.
Yeah. So, you're Mrs. Violence, married to Violence.
Yes.
Let's let them know a little bit how you picked your brand, and out of all your years of seeing other people try to make it in this business too, give them some tips about building your brand, choosing your username, all that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, because I've gone through like 900 gamer tags. You
Yeah.
know, like one was no joke, get off my Gine for Halo. So if you ever played against her, that was me. And then we had get off my Gine, please, and now. So it was great. But obviously that's not something you'd want to brand yourself as, or you do. It's okay. But something like that obviously would never take someone like on it. They would never take me seriously.
Probably not.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
and I'm sure there are kids out there that would like to, look up to people like myself and others. So I came up with Mrs. Violence just because, due to this whole fact, I love violent video games. I love guns, and it's awesome. So it just made sense to me, but I will assure you, it was actually a bad name. This word, violence, it's not good. So I'll just use myself as a great example. One year, Microsoft wanted to work with me, and they saw my name and said no, instantly, right on my name. So they didn't care about my resume or anything like that. They were just like, sorry, your name is just too vulgar. Weird, because I was gonna go host a COD tournament, which is violent as all heck. So it was very awkward, but just that one thing can really make or break you. And yeah, I was pretty discouraged, and I was like, damn, I just spent 10 years on this name, and it really didn't even help at all. So when it comes to picking a name, you guys want something true to yourself too. It could be your name. My assistant is Kat Conti. That's what she goes on Twitch TV. So that's her gamer tag. It's pretty easy to remember. It's just her name. But it's also very personal. So
Yeah.
you don't know. And that's what gaming is. We kind of all go to relieve stress or hang out with our friends or make a career out of it, whatever it may be. You want to kind of develop that other personality, or that incognito-ness.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I mean, Mrs. Violence is a whole nother human being. She could be sitting right here. You'd never know, and it's a different intake of personality for me. So I would suggest finding something that's appropriate kind of for all ages, because gaming is for everyone. There's no wrong gamer. There's no right gamer. We all come in different shapes and sizes. And I love it. I love gaming, so I think it's very important how you brand yourself, and whether it's your name or a gamer tag, you really want to think about who you're impacting overall, no matter what.
And on that note, I guess probably a lot of people probably wouldn't know where to even start. Okay, you got your brand.
Yeah.
You know you want to do this. You told your parents, I don't care what you think.
Yeah.
The most obvious thing to most people is oh, let's start getting in tournaments, right? So how do you even get into tournaments? What's the procedure?
Well, I started online because that's
Okay.
all we had. We didn't even have LAN capabilities, for God's sake, in the games that I was choosing to go into. So you would map out okay, so let's say League of Legends. If any of you guys are League fans, raise it up, for one. For two, it's a really weird process to become a League pro. You actually have to grind a ridiculous ranked system that's against you to be a pro or to be considered pro. For me, that's ridiculous. Why would I play a pub game to prove my pro status, right? So for shooters and stuff like that, I just went through online tournaments and meeting all these cool people on forums and interacting, giving my input to developers as well via forums. But I'd say that's the cheapest and safest route for anyone that wants to get into pro gaming. It would be check online. There's free tournaments all the time. and you win them, and sometimes people they're like, oh, well, here's some swag. Okay, well, you just won a free $300 headset, right? Like, there's no wrong to that one, But other than that, I'd say really just check your resources and try and see like what other people have done as well. Ask around. The pros will help you. And I feel like back then they kind of shunned fans because they were the top people in the world in their mind. But now that gaming is just exponentially bigger, we can't act like that, and sponsors won't tolerate that. If any of you guys know, there's just no way. I'm pretty sure you guys would drop me in a second, like if I mistreated any of you, or just blatantly ignored somebody. It's not nice, and I think we're leading into online, interaction and stuff like that. So,
and so there's a lot of time and dedication you have to put in. Would you say you put it all towards, hey, I'm going to be the best in this specific game?
No, not me.
So you spread the field.
I'm too many. I'm too many games to name, unfortunately. Okay. But all the shooters, anything with a gun in it, I've pretty much competed and placed in as well. But yeah.
And you also mentioned, we were talking yesterday, you also mentioned that it's okay to go get lessons and to spend that time and make it that investment if you're serious about it. There's pros out there that will actually go one-on-one with you and teach you.
Yeah, and I know people laugh about that, like how could you take lessons in gaming? Well, I've given lessons in gaming, and it is a one-on-one for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how much time the people pay you for. But it's very like personal time as well, and it's really inspiring though. At the same exact time, I'm like, yeah. So it's great for us to like see what you guys want to be taught or something like that, or like what the upcoming crowd is looking forward to and stuff like that. But yeah, I took lessons. Gears of War 1 from Takedown, Ryan Watson, $100 for like 7 lessons actually, and I was horrible at sniping. Oh my God, I suck so bad. And after 7 lessons, I became one of the most feared in sniping, in not just pubs, but the pro scene. So it was really, really cool to feel that like threat like on me. I was like, haha, yeah, be scared when I grab that sniper now.
Yeah. So, and now recently in the last several years, there's been a huge growth with Twitch. So there's another
way to interact with us pros.
Revenue opportunity.
And people, yeah.
So how do you become a Twitch partner? How do you use it to your advantage, and what are the ways you can make some money out doing that?
Oh, Twitch. I love you. The Twitch partnership is a grueling task, actually. People think it's kind of like just walk in, stream for a couple days, and you get partnered. No, not anymore, actually. It used to be. But Twitch is one of the greatest websites, in my opinion. You become your own entertainer, or you find someone that is individually entertaining for you. I don't even watch TV anymore. I don't have cable. Why? Because I watch Twitch TV. There's so much better shows on Twitch TV that you'll ever find on TV, in my opinion. And to become a part of that, though, you don't even have to be a broadcaster at first. You can just watch and be a spectator or a fan or whatever it may be. And you can just take all of what the streamer is putting in front of you and use it to your advantage. So see their lighting, listen to their microphone, right? Check their graphics. And most of the time, we list, like what our equipment is, like our capture cards or our microphone and camera, or our lighting setup. I have 2 giant lights that like beam into my brain for like 10 hours a day. But that's something to take into account, as well as the money to go into Twitch. You don't just buy a capture card, which would be the easiest thing to do. And I know you can stream from Xbox and PlayStation 4 now, which is really, really innovative and helps the broadcasters. But again, it is taking that huge extra step, buying this camera, buying the PC alone, if you want a PC stream, is way too much money, in my opinion. But it is a great way to, get your name out there and get your footage out there as well, because you can go directly from Twitch to YouTube. You can integrate your streams right to YouTube. And that's just another ad revenue that you can just bring on. And I don't know how much I get paid really in YouTube, because it's not my biggest ad revenue placement. I don't really like YouTube all that much. The deals they kind of give out, it's very iffy. And it's apparently like a popularity contest. Twitch TV is not like that. It's literally everyone has the same deal, unless you were like on JTV, 10 years ago. But yeah, everyone has the same deal. It's a very equal opportunity, and you're treated like family instead of like a random on YouTube. I just feel like that's how it is on YouTube. And there's scouts and stuff like that. You can be scouted for different partnerships and networks. I'm currently with Maker and Polaris, as well as Disney. And through them, I got to meet a lot of great people via YouTube as well and stuff like that. So you just really, you can branch from one website to the other, and it's quite flawless.
Mm-hmm. And on that same note, social media is so important.
Ooh.
I don't think I have to tell any of you guys that. That's an obvious thing. And I'll just say something really quick. From the brand side of things, that's number one.
Numero uno.
Yeah, and it's tough to get new followers, tough to get new legit followers, but we're gonna be able to tell if they're not legit followers. Number one, and number two, you have to build an audience first before you can come to a sponsor.
Absolutely.
Like we get sponsor requests all the time from people that haven't even started yet. Like they're like, oh, we're going. I have this great idea. I haven't built my website yet, but this is my plan. The plan may be great, but we can't take the risk with the minimal amount of marketing dollars we have to put it towards something that hasn't been built yet. You have to build it first.
Absolutely.
So you got to put that work in and get that social media following going, engage with people, and that you got to do first. So how did you have over 30,000 followers on Twitter? How did they make that happen? You know, it's a tough feat.
It is. It's insane. But I think it's like when you reach out to other people, companies, and keeping up with them is like super crucial. Or even just snapping a photo of their logo, or like you like selfieing with their logo. They'll retweet it. That one retweet can get you at least like 10 follows, right?
Yeah.
So I think like Rainbow today was just going huge on Twitter, and I retweeted I think every single tweet, and that, I'm sure, just showed so many people about the new Siege game coming out, which I'm very passionate about. And that's just one thing, like just one retweet or one favorite, or one photo. But I guess for me, with Twitter, has been just soul engagement and ignoring a lot of hate. Yeah. And a lot of people respect for that. But when you flood timelines or you spam, it's probably the worst thing to do if you want to get a follow from your favorite, celebrity or streamer. Like, Michelle Phan is Michelle's a makeup artist on YouTube. She built her empire about 10 years ago when I was starting mine. And I looked to her for inspiration, and she was that person that was like, listen, Kelly, I like you, but don't tweet me that much. And I was like, dang, okay. So I just kept commenting her, YouTube and stuff like that. But that was when I got my like wake up call, like, don't bug them too much. Mm-hmm. There is showing support. Yeah. And then there's bothering a human being. We are human beings, just like you fine folks. And I would never bother you and nudge you when you're like, hey, just going crazy on them. But that's how we feel it is on Twitter. So always kind of like watch your tweet count, I guess, and your follower to like your following to follower ratio. I don't know if that even matters. I don't really see it as a care in the world. But if you do want to like actually read Rainbow Six's tweets or Onnit's tweets, if you're like following 1,000 people, you're not gonna see their tweets ever. So it'd be hard to reach that information and to share that information as well.
Yeah. Cool. So with building your social media audience and starting to make an impression on the world, you're gonna have the haters, the people that come after you on social media and call you nasty things and tell you you're an idiot. All types of bad stuff. Yes. What's the best way to deal with that? Because, as a brand, we see everything. If we're giving you money, we see everything.
I loved your text the other day. Yeah. Kelly, are you okay with all this hate?
It happened the other day.
Just the other day, yeah.
And so we had to check in on it. Yep. That's just the nature of things. We have to make sure that we're cool, our representation is cool. Yeah. So what's the best way to deal with those people?
Blocking them, completely ignoring. Don't ever once reply, because I make that mistake, but I really need to take my own advice. But I've been building this thing called a brick wall, for about 15 years. Being a female on the internets is horrible, and it's a really interesting life. But especially in gaming, we were the minority. Women were the minority, now we're not. But I was definitely never seen another girl. I've never seen another girl until Halo 2 came out. So I can assure you, it was weird. It was very weird, and you get a lot of hate, and no matter what you do, someone's gonna hate on you. So whether I am a pro gamer, or whether I quit pro gaming to become a model or a cosplayer and a brand ambassador, I get hate no matter what. I still have people to this day like, you should be competing, stop modeling, and yada, yada, yada. And I go, thanks for the input, smiley face, blocked. I got the last word. I won. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up. There will be blood. Sorry. Yes, any there will be blood fans. Hell yeah. But yeah, so it's like that, and it's always been like that since Xbox Live and PC gaming and stuff like that. And like I said, I don't use all chat in League of Legends. I don't even give them the benefit of the doubt to tell me I suck at laning or CSing and stuff like that. So it's literally all ignore. Their opinion doesn't matter. Your opinion matters on yourself. If you want to change something, change it. It's up to you. It's not up to them ever.
Yeah, treat yourself like a brand.
Hell
You would
yeah.
never see someone like Nike or something reply to somebody in a negative way.
Yeah.
No matter how many bad things they say.
Why did you get rid of that shoe? It was so great.
Yeah.
Well, because we have other shoes blocked. No, I'm sure they don't even block. They're just don't even reply, right? Because it's Nike. Yeah. But it's the same thing. It's literally why even reply? There's no reason to.
Yeah, and I'll say from Onnit and Alpha Brain, the Alpha Brain gaming thing is still new to us. We've been doing it just for about a year now, but we've always had Alpha Brain as Onnit. We have tons of followers, and not everybody says nice things. Yeah. And so I've been doing social media for a decade now, maybe back in the MySpace days. So, there's gonna be so many people that say so many bad things, and they're gonna pick at you and do crazy things to try to get your attention. But you can't fall into that.
They'll make 10-minute videos talking smack on you.
They will make videos.
They will make videos because it's that important to them to hate on you, and it's really, really annoying at the same time. And if they link you or they have people link you, it's literally all right, well then I'm blocking you, then I'm blocking you. And if you get sick of blocking, then get off social media. Yeah. Go outside, play a game, do something, go ignore it. Yeah. Get away from social media. I do it all the time. When I the other day, it was so intense I had to leave. I literally had to get off my setup, watch TV, and that's what I did because it's 113 degrees in Vegas, so it's really, really hot. And I don't want to die. Yeah. But so it's because I will.
Texas is worse.
Yes, I'm experiencing this wonderful humidity. But it's literally like that. Just get up, drop your phone. Does someone have a gun to your head to read it? No, right? Okay, cool. So just put it down, walk away, and ignore it.
Yeah, don't let the fury of the moment get the best of you because it can end your career.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, how many times have you seen a brand on Twitter just overreact because the person who was ever behind it was probably somebody just like me, may have had a bad day and decided to retaliate. And you see it on the news, you see it everywhere, and it's a tough thing to get over. So, if you're in the heat of the moment, just take a break. Relax.
Yeah, literally. And the best with online gaming or, this career that I've chosen, there's no one near me. I literally work downstairs and I can just shut it off. Yeah. I can go away. And I feel like you can't do that if you work I used to work at GameStop. If a customer comes in and flips out on you and is like, I want to return this game. There's blood. There's violence. There's hookers. My kid's 8. Why would you sell him this? I go, you know what? I didn't sell him that. I sold you that, but it's cool. I'll refund you, blah, blah, blah. But it pissed me off so much that I couldn't keep a straight face after, and I didn't want to take my aggression out on the next customer because it's not their fault. So I was like, hey, Tim, I'm going to go take a break. I need it. That lady pissed me off. So I took my break, and I came back just 10 times more positive, and I totally forgot about her, Yeah. Yeah.
So, once you got all this tightened up and you've come to a point, like I said earlier, you can't just go to a sponsor and try to get money right away. It's most of the time they're going to tell you no.
Yeah.
Especially in this day and age, we need instant results on stuff. So when you get to that point where you're ready to start going to a sponsors, you've built a little bit of social media following, you have some history they can go back on. When you go to your sponsor, and this is very important, you have to believe in that product.
Oh, yeah.
We can tell when you're just trying to get a paycheck. And that's a serious. And there is companies out there, I'm not going to speak for all companies, but there is companies out there that will just give you a paycheck just because you have a name and a following, and that's it. But as budgets get shrunken, it's we're only gonna sponsor those people that are real.
That can only last so long too. Is the fakeness of certain people? It'll only last so long. They'll be like, oh, we'll sponsor you for a year, even if you don't like our product.
Yeah. So talk about
So
how.
it's like, how do
yeah,
you base your
yeah.
future on a temporary
Yeah, for sure.
budget, right?
Yeah,
or
if
a
you don't really
temporary
understand what's going on.
Exactly.
So tell them a little bit about some of the sponsorships you've had in the past and the present, how those relationships started, and how you kept them going.
Ooh, well, I'd say one of my favorite sponsors, besides you guys, was Red Baron Pizza. Sorry, it was just so good. It was great to have sent to my house. Wonderful.
It's not
Thanks.
delivery. It's
It
Red
was
Baron.
it was actually just coupons, and I got it for free at my local store. But keeping sponsorships and actually getting them and believing in the product. Like I told them flat out, I'm allergic to cheese, and they were like, "So how is this gonna work?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but you already sent my first paycheck, so." But it was really weird because we were just kind of like brought on like 6 of us through a tournament, a Max Payne tournament, like for 10 grand. It was just something I got invited to by Major League Gaming, and because I kept up that that friendship, I guess, with MLG, and I always tweeted their tournaments, even though I'm not involved with certain things, I will support the bigger picture, and that really helped me with the sponsorships. So they were like, "That's fine. You can be allergic to cheese. Just peel it off, right?" I'm like, "Yes, yeah, but I'll eat all the pepperonis." And they're like, "That's fine." So other sponsorships, just like them, and I was just flat out honest. And obviously, it didn't continue like with them. I'm no longer sponsored by Red Baron Pizza, fortunately. And but that led to another sponsorship through Major League Gaming, actually, and Gunner Optics. Any of you guys know of Gunners? Yeah, my favorite. They are one of those people that like genuinely believed in me. The first photo I took with Gunner Optics on, they knew I had problems with my migraines and my gaming and my headaches, and they worked instantly. I bought them at a tournament right then and there, $200 pair of halogens, Jesus. And see, gaming's not cheap, especially pro gaming. There's a lot of ins and outs that we'll definitely get into. But yeah, so keeping that realism with Gunner through the past, oh my God, what year are we in? 4 years, I guess, has been true. I've honestly had nothing like bad to say about Gunner Optics, and I'm real when I talk to people. I'm not trying to sell you. I won't even tell you guys my code because I don't care. I just want to tell you how good they are and how they've changed my life. And I mean, I'm not going to talk about Gunners, obviously. If you guys want to talk about Gunners, I have videos on it. But yeah, they're true, and he's right. They will see right through you, like reading a child's book, and that's how they've dropped a couple other. Yeah, see you guys. They've dropped a couple people because of how fake they were, and like, oh, just send me a paycheck, and they go, we're not actually sponsoring you. We'd like to just give you a link. You sell our product, we'll give you a part back. That's more of an affiliation. It's not a sponsorship. And if you claim when you're an affiliate and you claim sponsor, they see that as well.
Yeah.
They find it very awkward because that means
It's a little weird.
yeah, they're like, wait, we don't pay you, do we? Like,
No.
whoa, because the sponsorship is like a paycheck every single month, and an affiliate is temporary income.
Yeah.
So it's based off of you and your branding again. It goes right back to branding, and it's like a full circle. So whether you're affiliated or sponsored, it's all going to come into play with how real you are and also your branding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on that note, once you start making money, and like, so you start doing these tournaments, you win a tournament, you make a huge chunk of cash, $20,000, $30,000.
Split 5 ways. No, I'm
Like,
just kidding.
some people win like $200,000 sometimes. That's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. I've never got that much money at once in my entire life. I probably never will. But money management.
Oh, yeah.
How much of the money you win do you put back into your business?
Wow. Well, I won about $21,000 on the controller Battlefield 3 a couple years ago, and I can assure you $19,000 of it went right back into my business. And it was like $2,000 for me to play with, whoop-de-doo, and all went to clothes. So traveling a lot, and you go to different regions. It's very cold in Boston, okay, especially in December. So I had to buy crazy amounts of jackets and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of it goes right back into my setup and improving myself as a whole, not just my stream, which was at the time pretty important to me, but it was also my presence and my appearance with GameSpot. I started to do interviews with CBS, and it was like really, really cool. But I also had to like wear and buy heels like this and wear them at tournaments that I was hosting. And I'm like, I've never bought something like this in my life. How much is this? Like $50? I was like, damn, okay. So that's what I started to think of.
Yeah.
But like even stuff like this is not for fun. I'm not going out to a club. Yeah. It was literally because GameSpot hired me and I wanted to make a really good impression and be that above and beyond person. And I didn't care how much I spent on, going above and beyond every time. So yeah, I would say the majority of my winnings have always gone into improving myself as a whole in my career. So like with that $5,000 I won in Halo, right into a television. Yeah. Like I didn't want to use a tube TV anymore. I didn't say I threw my tube TV away, God forbid, because we had to take those to tournaments because certain games don't even play on HDMI at the time. It was interesting, but yeah, a lot goes right back into what I do, and now especially it's really into like travel. Travel is a big key of my life, and it's very expensive. Yeah. So, and since my own business, it's not always covered by sponsors. Like this event is awesome, but it's me going on my own dime, and then whatever. And I'm working at the event. I might just be cosplaying and looking super cute and taking photos. That's great. I'm actually working my butt off, and the outcome of what I do after the event is even better. So it's another full circle of income for me.
And on that note, making yourself available to the sponsors.
Yeah.
Kelly's been great as we've launched this Alpha Brain Gaming thing here during this event. Anytime I've asked her to be somewhere,
I could be better.
She's been there. We've, anything we've asked her to do, she's done it. So I mean, you got to be available. You can't just get it and then just got it and good. Just do all my stuff. You got to nurse and care for that sponsorship. Treat it like it's your last sponsorship because
that's what I do.
Yeah,
every sponsorship's my last one ever.
Make yourself available as much as possible. Mm-hmm. So with that, want to take some questions. If anybody wants to ask questions, you can ask. Come up to the mic here. You can make a little line or whatever. Any questions for Kelly about her stuff? Any questions for me on the sponsor type sort of thing? Just come up to the mic and.
Yeah, just come right up, guys.
Yeah, start a line and we'll be happy to answer your questions.
I love your outfit, by the way. It's so adorable. Very cool.
Yeah, so my question would be, as a female in the gaming industry,
come a little bit closer to the mic.
Yeah, come closer to the mic. Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good.
You
as a female in the gaming industry, we get a lot of crap.
A lot more than men, that's for sure. Yeah.
So how do you deal with the negative side of the publicity in the wake of things like what happened to Zoe Quinn? How do you deal
with who?
Zoe Quinn with this Quinngate scandal a while back.
Yeah. Okay,
this thing that happens to women in the gaming industry.
Yeah.
I've gotten negative attention. All of us have.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the fear that it could go further? That you
like
could have
viral, like your haters can like
the
reach.
hate, the threats.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We don't get them, but how do you deal with the fear side of it?
I would say I literally just ignore, and I don't know what else to tell people because, I mean, I've had some people that were like, I'm gonna bomb your panel. I'm like, well, that's cool. I'll make a joke out of it. That's probably what I do best. And even like with my personal issues, with my family issues, I turn a lot of hate into humor. So someone will say, go to the kitchen, make me a sandwich, BITCH. And I'm like, all right, what do you want, turkey ham on rye or what, dog? And I just instantly discredit anything they just said as a negative and turn it into something funny. And I think a lot of people can benefit from that a little bit more. Or like someone was like, you don't look anything like Shiro from No Game No Life. This was just like at the San Diego Comic-Con. And I go, that's great. Thank you. I look like Kelly in Shiro's outfit. Thank you. Peace. And like instantly didn't care because as a cosplayer, I'm sure you know, we're not trying to look identical. Because I also cosplayed Hestia, who's a 4-foot like Japanese girl with double D's, and I'm nothing like that. And I got a lot of hate for even attempting it, and I just didn't care. Like for every one negative comment, I have about 10 positives, and it's really great to just like delete that one comment and just move on, I guess, and see all the other cool positive things that people have said about my cosplay.
Okay, and then if there's one piece of advice you can give specifically to women on getting in, what would it be?
Oh man, because it's rough. I would say definitely figure out what you want to do in this industry, whether it is cosplaying, modeling, pro gaming, brand ambassador, whatever it may be. Figure out what you want to do first, or at that, like, I'd say give a 5-year, increment of what you'd like to do. Because for about 10 years, all I wanted to do was be a pro gamer. Pro. And once I did that, I was like, all right, I don't want to do this anymore. What would I like to do? And I became a model and cosplayer, and I love it. I don't regret it at all. But I've been getting a lot of hate saying, like, why are you doing this? We liked you as a pro. I'm like, well, this is what I want to do. I want to stay happy, and this is keeping me happy. And I think it's always just, what do you want to do? If you want to be a cosplayer, you want to be a pro, do what makes you happy, and kind of focus and like really zone in and focus on that stuff. Because if you want to be successful, when I was a pro, I never took a selfie, like, ever. I really didn't care. I sat on forums all day. I talked to other people that were in it to win it. I didn't associate or even, like, really hang out with other people unless they were aspiring pros, just like myself. So you surround yourself with that initial standpoint. And for women, there's a lot of women hating on women. And that's awful, in my opinion, absolutely terrible. But you're not trying to please everybody. Just, I would say please yourself, but so yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. And I would say definitely, like, focus in. If you want to do cosplay, only do that, or put your money aside for that. And really, like, focus in on it, because that's what I did, and I don't regret it at all. I'm proud that I didn't do cosplay back then. I'm proud I didn't model, because I wouldn't have been a pro. I wouldn't have made pro status ever. I can assure you.
Cool. Next.
No problem. Thanks for the questions.
For the people who are just starting out, haven't even started a stream, and, like, just got the cheapest equipment they could afford.
Yeah.
Like, broke the bank, starting from nothing, and still working a 8-hour job 5 days a week. Would you say just, keep working that job and then try to get the money to get the better equipment, or go for what you have and then improve as you go?
I think you already know the answer to this. Definitely work that other job with your crap equipment. I'm just going to say, it might be just whatever it is. Do it, and moderate it. Like, so I have a couple of people that do that every day, and they pop on stream for about 2 to 3 hours after their 8-hour shift. And I go, don't overkill your body, that whole thing. Be responsible with it. And so they dropped it to, like, 4 days a week, and they create that set schedule. And even if you have an 8-hour job, like I did as well, you create that schedule. So I kind of worked around my GameStop weirdness, and told people I was going to be live from 2:30 to 7, like weekends mostly, because I worked during the week. And they will show up. And then you can just say, hey, just keep informing people. Like, I want to improve. Would you like to help me? Donations really help. One person can change you, like, literally. And I could tear up right now, because one of my biggest fans is here. And where is he? Era. Stand up, Era. One of my biggest and best supporters is here right now. And seriously. He's exceptional. He's one, and there's not just one person that makes a streamer a streamer. It's a collective bunch of people, and they really can brand and help you, and it's great. So, and like I said, just keep streaming. Don't stop, but make a set schedule for sure, so we know when to tune in, when you will be. If your schedule changes, let us know, and it will bloom and blossom like a beautiful child.
And another question is the people that start streaming, just because I was recommended to start on YouTube before going to Twitch, so I can build a following and then go to Twitch. But now that I know Twitch can be integrated to YouTube, I'm thinking, do you just go to Twitch and just start with nobody and just go?
Tweet your stream, man, and I mean, hang out in other people's streams. Like, when you're not streaming or working, because I literally, like, when I'm not streaming or working, I have other streams on for my entertainment, and I pop in and I say hello. And then I go, all right, I'm lurking. I'll be back later. Like, and they appreciate that. And they'll say your name, and just that one verbal of your name that just advertised you for free. And we don't care. We like it. We encourage you to pop in and say hello. Or, like, I'm just starting out. Love the stream. Like, do you have any advice for someone? Like, we will literally, like, sit and talk to you on our stream, just like what I'm doing right now, but I do it every day. So it's no different then, and you can come hang out anytime in my stream, and we'll game together, and that's literally like you're not like partnering with the streamer, but you're essentially like connecting with them, and they will like help you for sure because we like it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question.
Yes, thank you.
All right, thank you. Can you hear me? All right.
Hola.
When you were professionally gaming and say a new game was coming out, say Gears of War, for example,
Yes.
what kind of habits would you put yourself, or what kind of habits would you start to build when you're trying to like either practice or train up for this new
Yeah.
game that's coming out? I just want to know what kind of like bad habits you would build and good ones that you would try and strive for.
Yeah. So like when actually Gears of War 1 came out, I left Halo 2 completely for this game. I said, screw you, Halo. I hate your community. I'm going to go play Gears. And it was a very warm, welcoming community actually for me. So I first started out playing the campaign just like most of you did, learning about Marcus and Dom. And I fell madly in love. And I was like, okay, well, this mechanic is completely different than Call of Duty, Halo, Rainbow, Ghost Recon, all that fun stuff. And so I felt like I was learning a whole new life to me. Third person was very awkward. And I had to really get used to just the movement in general. So I just sat there for hours actually on campaign and just wall bounced in between walls. So I didn't have anyone like, playing against me in a sense and like challenging me. I needed to just focus on what I needed to do. So like when Gears 3, I'm sorry, they changed the wall bouncing for that, and I was like, whoa. I need to practice this because I'm that person. I love wall bouncing. It's like my favorite thing in the world in Gears. And I sat there on a mat, I don't even remember the name, but I just sat in a hallway with two walls that were like right next to each other and just wall bounced for like 30 minutes straight to feel like where the angles are.
And just like the timing and whatnot.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then so my shot, when it comes to my shot, I guess I just have a really good one. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not too sure what I would do to practice my aiming other than just constant gameplay. That's where hours and hours of muscle memory, and your muscle is your eye and your hand, and or your hands, and it's very meticulous and very arduous to practice, but literally it's just hours of continuously doing it. But bad habits would probably be not taking a break and literally going for 17 straight hours on the game. Getting the headaches that I got was not worth it ever. There's no migraine that I can say was worth it. But yeah, taking a break physically, giving yourself that mental break as well. Like get up, go hang out like with your family, say hello, get out of your cave, go see some sunlight. Vitamin D is very important for you. It really is. It also boosts your energy level. So it's like you come back even stronger into the game and more willing to work. So.
Okay.
Thank you. Just stand really close to it. You're good.
I'll just stand on my toes.
Oh.
But, all right, so I was wondering, like, you're starting on Twitch and, like, League. Like, you see all the pros, they get, like, thousands of viewers.
Yeah.
I'm just silver, too. I'm not a pro.
Don't worry, I'm, like, wood 7. It's great.
But, like, just like in any of those games, how do you, like, advertise yourself and get your voice out there trying to overshoot them? Without
like saying like, oh, like, sponsor me as a upcoming streamer or something like that.
Not
I guess,
even
yeah.
like sponsor, like I do it just for fun, as a fun hobby.
Okay. So if you just want to stream for fun and have viewer gain, I would say definitely have a set schedule that really, I can't stress that enough. Like, it's insane how good of a viewership you'll gain in about 2 weeks from streaming on the exact same time on the same day, like every single week. But like I said to the other gentleman, you can just hang out in other people's streams and you get to know other people. And I think Nick is right. Nick, where are you? Nick is right there. Era is right there. So they're about to meet after this, and they're going to be great friends. So I have a community member meeting another community member of mine, and they're not the first. I've had friendships blossom because of just my chat me being live for them is a place to everyone can congregate and have a great time. And so you would be no different. And if you say like, hey, would you like to game with me? Or, you know, you have to be a sub for some people and stuff like that. Showing that appreciation, that $5, it literally goes a long way. And we see it and we really appreciate it like immensely. And we'll give back. And like, if you are streaming while you're gaming with me, you can sure as shit know that I'm tweeting your stream. Or you will get the multi-stream link. Like, Mrs. Violence is gaming with this person, X person. Yeah. Because that's just how I personally am. But a lot of streamers are just like me, and they won't hesitate to shout you out or anything like that. And just those minute shout-outs. Not every day, like I said. They're not there every. Nick's not in my stream every single day, but he's there when he can be. And we became great friends, like insanely great friends. So yeah.
And I'd be lying if I said like just entertaining like myself would be just like the goal. I mean, like the dream would be to make money. How would you get your like contact sponsors like Alpha Brain, like versus like they're a secret Skype room that they just invite you to or something? You just get this random ad.
Well, I'll say how we found her is she was already talking about us. So, you know, when we see those tweets, they're so valuable. When we see that mention from an account that has a slightly better following than just a normal average person, then we notice that immediately. And as we see it, we're going to contact you. And the first thing we're going to do as a company is like, hey, do you want free stuff? Right?
It's always nice.
Like, which is just cool. I mean, but you know, it's not the end goal, but it's a start. And you got to appreciate that start and just take it and run with it. And once you have that start, that's how the relationship builds. It's the same way you build a relationship with other members of the community of Twitch.
Absolutely.
It's just deal with the same way as if we're your friend.
Yeah,
you know, it doesn't have to be that strict business relationship. I give you this, you give me that. You give me this, you give me that. It doesn't have to be like that.
Not at all.
And I think a lot of companies are not into that anymore. I know we're not. I know a lot of companies here are probably not. Just build friendship.
Twitch
Rest,
is one of the friendliest places I've actually ever been.
Take care of itself.
Yeah, so it's really like just kind of keeping that friendly face and try not to ever be negative on social media, or like if you don't like something, you know, that's fine, but you don't have to tweet it to them either. You don't have to direct it at them, because people will see that and be like, wow, you're a douche. You know, like you could have just said it to your opinion is fine. It's absolutely, we want it. It's just constructive criticism is constructive, right? And then there is hate, and you know we like to see the difference between the two. But yeah, keeping a really good friendship with your sponsors and being friendly and optimistic and giving your all when it is just something as small as like you know, like a podcast this morning.
Yeah.
I was like, nope. I give it my all 110% of the time, and I'm pretty sure you saw it because I was like,
sure.
we could talk for forever. It's like, shut up, Kelly. We got to end this podcast. I was like, oh. So about that, and yeah, he was like, "God, Kelly." So yeah.
Well, thanks.
Thank you.
Cool, guys. We got about 15 minutes left,
minutes,
so
yeah.
let's try to get some more questions in.
Yeah, I'll try to answer as fast as possible.
So when you were getting started out with, you know, Twitch streaming, YouTube, did you find yourself targeting a specific audience, a specific demographic, or did you just kind of throw yourself out there and see who, you know, grabbed the hook, so to speak?
I definitely had a specific demographic. I wasn't really pertaining to kids in any way, shape, or form, from the games that I'm playing to the language that I use in game or at tournaments. Was very vulgar. But yeah, no, I really liked kind of the older crowd of people. Even when I was younger, like 15 years old, playing Halo and stuff like that, like my friends were mostly 19, 20-year-old people, because I wasn't really like, I didn't want to play anything else, or I didn't want to associate with anybody else. And I think that's a huge mental aspect. You should know your demographic, though. So I check my statistics. I know where my fans are coming from. Most of my fans are in Australia, and they love me. And I wish more than anything I could just go to Australia and, you know, satisfy their needs and have them, you know, take a photo or even meet me, but I can't. So. But I know where they are, and I try my best to pertain to them, so I stream in the middle of the night, from like 6 p.m. to about 8 a.m. That's my stream time. Just letting you guys know. But it's so they can watch me, because they can't come here. I can't go there. It's really hard, but it's a pleasure to have them as a fan, for sure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I know. I have little corgi legs. I'm kind of in a tough spot. I have a massive following for my humor side of things. I have 17,000 people that currently follow me for humor-related things, but I'm trying to get things to get focused into my gaming, and it's really difficult. I go to tournaments regularly. I'm in the FGC and in the South Florida scene, which has a lot of top players from around the country.
Yeah.
And I'm constantly meeting with people and trying to network, but it seems like nothing is going anywhere. What can I do to get things to start working in my favor?
Do you do YouTube and stuff like that? You stream Twitch all the time, or?
I need to start making it more regular.
Yeah,
and
that's what I would say to the other gentleman. Make a set schedule, and then we can help you for sure, because it's up in the air for you, then it's up in the air for all of us. So definitely make a set schedule. And the fact that you are a comedian or cracking jokes through gaming, that is available on Twitch TV. I did not just watch a comedian last night, right? On Sour Kool-Aid Show, he brings a comedian every Friday from his nearby area in Portland, and the guy does an act, a part of his act, and then they game for like 3 hours, and then he does another part of the act, and all the donations go to the comedian. And it's freaking amazing. Like, I donated last week 150 to the last woman he had, because she made me cry laughing, and I heard her crying in the other room laughing. Like, it was so funny. So like, this woman deserves my money, and you're no different. You're probably really funny. So if you pop on Twitch and actually do maybe an hour's worth of an act, and then obviously like highlight it, put it to YouTube, and then tweet it, and maybe like even tweet it to me, and I find it freaking hilarious, I will retweet it, and you will see results instantly, because people will favorite it. Absolutely.
And I will say this, as a marketer, I think you have an advantage.
Yeah.
The whole thing with the sponsorships and stuff like that is diversity. We can't just have the same type of people for every little thing. We need diversity.
Yeah.
So if you have this other humor part that you have a large following for, you're already ahead of the game, man. Like, I'm serious. Like, a company sees that, and they know you want to do this, but you already have this large following here, and we have this need on this side. More than likely, most will probably say, okay, and they're going to help you build that other side because they see the advantage there, and you have the diversity. So when they have their roster of sponsors, it's just not the same guy, same person doing this, same person doing this, same person doing this.
Yeah.
This one does this and this. This one does this and this. So you have an advantage.
There's a very small community of comedians too on Twitch TV. So right now would definitely be the time to pop on at least 4 times a week, man, and really just put it in gaming talk shows, and you're good to go, because that's what Twitch has now.
And just one more thing. I know that we're on a tight schedule, but it's difficult because I'm also I work full time, and I'm also going to school full time.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I'm trying.
Somebody needs Alpha Brain.
Yeah. So I was like.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're definitely gonna. So that is really rough, and I kind of know that feeling. Back in the day, it was kind of just more or less handed to me in a little sense of the way of schooling was like, here, you got it, and then I did it and was done with it. But then just drop it down to maybe twice a week, and make it though. Don't be late. Don't BS us, or don't BS your fans, because they will. But yeah, really try to be there. Unless you're sick, that's the only time I say don't, because that's your health, and I'm worried about you, But yeah, definitely drop it down, because I know you're killing it, man. But yeah, you can make time for a stream, at least like 2-hour stream. I'd tune in. Are you kidding me? Hell yeah.
All right, thank you.
No problem, man.
So we have about 10 minutes left, so let's try to make our questions and answers quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so my friends and I were actually a group of gamers that are like trying to get a YouTube channel going off and everything, and I'm starting to do some streaming. And my brother, who's actually right here,
nice.
He said, we're focused more on the comedy side, but it's time we also have to do more of the pro side. We have to do tournaments and play a little better. And I'm like, that's great. The only problem is I love shooters. I've got my my little highlights here and there. I'm terrible at them. That's the problem. I still enjoy them though. But I wonder if someone is actually looking, because you didn't mention you do actually, in the past you've given out lessons and stuff like that. Like, how would you actually get some lessons going? Like, could I just hop in your channel and possibly request some, or go to a certain website?
I don't know about a website anymore, but there used to be gaminglessons.com. It was ran by a gentleman named T-Sword. But I think that's no longer going down anywhere, really. I haven't seen lessons in a bit, like about a year. But I know pro League of Legends players do it as well. They do sessions and camps. They actually like a whole weekend you could go to and pay like $500 for the food, basically for the weekend, and maybe like the little bit of a bill. But it's not bad. It's actually not. There's Halo camps like that. There's Dota camps as well. But yeah, myself, if you were wondering about lessons from me, yeah, I would just be popping in my chat or send me an email. And I'll make myself available.
I'll give you one weird idea. If you're in comedy and you're a terrible gamer, make that something.
Yeah.
Purposely
Yeah.
like terrible.
Yeah, you don't need to be a pro. You
Everybody
can literally
loves,
make that niche.
I mean, a lot of people like to see people not do good at things. So make it comedy and make it comedy like, hey, I'm the worst player of all time. Come watch.
Yeah, Kat, what's your Twitter description? Best death counter or something? Professional video game death counter maxer outer. So she knows that like her niche is dying.
Why do you think people like watching Donald Trump right now?
Oh, yeah. There you go. There you go.
Right?
Perfect example. There you go. So, yeah.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. That was a good one.
I'll Stu. Sort of. Thank you. Hi, I'm interested in starting out and doing this whole gaming as a job thing, but I was wondering, are some games easier to get to as a pro gaming scene than others? Like Dota's more competitive and all that, but at the same time, League has a bigger fan base, so which would
I recommend? Well, yeah, there's also like the developer side of the industry or the community manager side, so I didn't know which one you were kind of referring to. So what was your initial question, though? Like how to get into it?
Are there games which are easier to get into
Oh,
than
games
others?
easier to get into. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because for me, it's just always been, I want to play this game, and I want to compete in this game. So I'm going to sit on the forums. I'm going to go to the tournaments that it's always at. I'm going to make my presence known, whether it be through placements or photos or being loud and fun and supporting other pros because, they made it to Sunday. Congratulations to them. But something like Gears of War was just, I literally walked away from Halo at MLG Meadowlands 07 and said, screw this game. And I walked to the Gears side and was literally welcomed with open arms, like just straight up. So I'd say console's pretty cool and a pretty big crowd of fun individuals around our age, Dota and League is very serious as well, and the League community is interesting to say the least. Yeah, so and I feel like League has two different communities. There is the esports side that's all for sandbox mode right now, if you guys don't know about that going on. And then the casual side is like, we don't need sandbox mode. We're casuals, we'll play through hours of gameplay. But see, there are people, we want to hone in on our skills, and we need sandbox mode. So I would just really say find what you specifically want to do. If you want to be, a pub star, then, hey, hit those leaderboards, man, with all you got. But if you want to be a pro, then you need to be on the correct places and websites and scenery, like going to the right events. Don't go to a San Diego Comic-Con. Why? Because there are no tournaments there. You will not meet many pros at San Diego Comic-Con. Why? Because I know, but you want to do that. You want to go to pro gaming events. MLG, WCG doesn't exist anymore, but you know where to go, right? And what to do. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta pick what you want to do.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Cool. Less than 5 minutes now, so
my God.
let's gotta get him quickly. Lightning round.
Okay, so I've streamed a little bit. I've got a friend that streams. I've got a bunch of friends I play video games with. We have really good commentary as we play. We joke around. We have a good time. So my question would be, should I kind of focus on maybe streaming by myself, or should I maybe get into it with these people that I have really good commentary and chemistry with, and we have a good time when we play? Because I know some people, they find it easier to get in by themselves and just make their single name, but I really love playing with my friends. I mean, that's why I play games, is so I can play with my friends. So what would you advise on that?
My advice for especially like multi-people streaming and stuff like that, because I started that as well. I did a little bit of that with Catherine and another gal. But it's really like, That's a double-edged sword, that is. So it's wonderful and horrible. We we want to make a name for ourselves, and we ultimately want to see ourselves strive for success. But it's great to see your friends do it as well. So I'd say temporarily until you find like yourself, or your friends figure out what they want to do as well. I would do that group fun. It's great. It's totally do the guild or the clan thing, but it's getting those people together to be on that set schedule that I'm really trying to hone in on. That's really hard to get everyone together all the time, every week, to do this. And like I said, if you don't have that group, or they don't want to do it anymore, then you just take over. Yeah. You find your initiative and you just roll with it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'd say temporarily, for sure. There's no shame in that. There's no like, oh, well, he's just using them. Like, no, that's not really how it's seen, especially in streaming. It's really like, let's do this together. Let's collab. Right. And that's, what we do, and that's what I do still. So, yeah.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
Hi, how's it going?
Great.
This is a personal question for a guy who's starting out.
Oh, I thought it meant for me. Good God.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Got the mic.
I was wondering, what's easier to do, especially when you hear things like, oh, this is the next big game coming out, like maybe Call of Duty, whatever warfare is coming out, but...
Black Ops 9.
Don't get her started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in playing like the next Metro game, the one that comes out last Light, and I would feel that my craft, or I would probably have a lot more enjoyment playing Metro over Call of Duty. But what I wanted to know is, would it be easier for a starter to bite the bullet and play the Call of Duty even though he has no interest in it, or would it be easier to maybe show my craft or something else for the game I want to play and hope that the show itself will gain me the audience that I would lose for the Call of Duty?
That's another double-edged sword, especially with streamers. I know a buddy of ours, he made his claim in Call of Duty, actually, like Black Ops 2. And when Black Ops 2 became no more and no following, and especially no esports following, he had to go to something else, and that was CSGO. And you could see his viewership decline because he stayed on COD for years instead of playing another game and like showing everyone like, yeah, hey, I am a multi-genre gamer or something like that, But there is like, there's like a weird vibe if you switch games and they don't support you, and then you kind of get discouraged. Like if I stream League, I get about, this is so ridiculous, ready? 68 viewers. Out of my 80,000 followers, I get 68 viewers when I stream League because they hate me on this game. They don't like me playing League. Not saying I'm bad. Yes, I'm in Wood 7 in ranked, but my mechanics are fantastic. It's really a great game, but they don't want to see me do that. They want to see me in my prime, and which is like COD or Halo, Gears of War. But that's where it's like you just can't care. If you drop viewers, don't care. So that's fine. I'm not here for the money. I'm not here for the numbers. I'm here to enjoy a video game, and if you like watching me, then that's awesome. Like, right? Right. So play your COD, play Metro. Just don't play them so much that people get so used to them. And then when you change games, they're like, no. So it's like that, But and then at the same time, don't really care. It's what do you want to do? It's your channel. It's your house. Do you walk into a classroom and tell an algebra teacher how to teach algebra? No. So you tell them that, and they go, oh shit, you're right. So yeah. Definitely do what you want to do, but yeah, I would say don't like hone in on one game. Branch out. New games are coming out. Show that love to the developers and everything. They'll see it.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
All right, last question.
Last question.
There was a guy behind me. He left.
Ta-da!
Yeah. So you've been talking about the pro scene a lot on Twitch. So that's more on the esports end.
Yeah.
And some of these other questions have touched on this, but you also have variety casters, people who will do single player solo campaigns.
Man versus game.
Exactly.
If you know who that is.
Yes, I do.
Do you? Do you see me in his chat all the time? Because I love him. Okay, I'm okay. I'll calm down. Just kidding.
I've tuned in a couple of times.
Okay.
But so in terms of strategies for success, and I do have a question that's related to this for you. As a streamer, are there different strategies for for someone who wants to succeed on a pro or an esports level versus variety? Someone who does pro and will typically do, one or the same genre versus someone who does, the single player stuff.
Is there a strategy to
success on
success,
That's
through
different.
variety casting? Oh man, see, and I say man because of Jason, man versus game. But it's like that. It's interesting to say the least. I don't know if there is like a high success rate for variety casters, but other than the fact that he's been streaming for like 6 years from JTV. But yeah, like it's I guess find your genre for sure. Like mine is shooters, obviously, or esports titles. And I would say do the same thing. If you are a variety caster, I guess find one genre, stream it. You don't have to stream everything you do. That's another thing. You don't have to lose yourself to the viewer and do what they want you to do or play what they want you to play. It's definitely something you should be enjoying, And if you want to play other games, like what is he playing right now? Five Nights at Freddy's, and he just got off Dark Souls. So those are two complete different games, but he doesn't care, and he'll never care. And that's why I think a lot of people should really act now is you're not there for the numbers, you're there for you and having fun. Because that's what Twitch is like. You better be having fun on our website or you're out of here, like, because that's how we roll.
And it sounds like just also based on one thing that you told the answer in the last question, you're saying stick with, or it seems like you're saying sticking with the genre is a good idea. One game alone,
But
not
yeah,
as
one
much.
game would be no.
Why is that? I'm curious.
Because each game on Twitch TV has its own section, correct? So you can go to the league section, which is always number one, except for Dota right now, the $18 million tournament. But yeah, no, it's because it's the section that you're sitting in all the time. If you're no longer in there, then people sometimes only go to the game section. They won't even hit follow on you. They will just check and see who's streaming in Halo Master Chief Collection, and it's like that. And I mean, I follow League and Halo. Those are the two games that I follow. So I like seeing who the top streamers are, and if I check Bloodborne and Man vs. Game isn't there, it's like who's the next person down getting his other fans that aren't just into Man vs. Game, they're into Bloodborne. So it's like that, I guess. So if you're stuck under one game and then you no longer play that game, you might not get the same following as you used to have. Did you have a question for him?
Will was, you guys talked about sponsorships and you look at, the pro players. We talked about that a lot. Coming from a sponsor perspective, does the type of game or the title of the game really even register when you're looking for people?
Not one bit.
Not at all.
Not one bit.
Yeah, no.
It's the person.
And that's the best thing too is with Anna is they sponsor and they sponsor me, but they don't just sponsor me. They sponsor people like professional athletes in the Olympics. People like Duncan Keith, my favorite hockey player ever. Okay, but yeah, it's not. So I don't just pertain to Alpha Brain. I also take New Mood. I also eat the bison jerky and Shroom Tech as well for my workout session because I do promote fit gaming, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm with them for sure. So,
thank you.
No problem.
Well, thanks guys for coming to the panel. Hopefully, we could teach you something.
Thank you.
Please follow Alpha Brain on Twitter.
Sit down.
Please follow Alpha Brain on Twitter. Follow Miss Violence on Twitter. Tweet at us. Let us know what you thought about the panel. This is the first time doing it, so
all the pictures, send them, and
yeah.
we're gonna be like right here for photos.
I don't know, maybe outside.
Maybe
They probably need us
outside?
to get out of here. But thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
You
Have
guys
fun.
want photos or autographs?